Hi, I'm Don, and this is The Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. Today we are continuing our Metal Earth Batman journey. Now, I know that we finished the 1960s classic TV show and the 1980s Michael Keaton movies, and next up, in terms of release order, would be the Christopher Nolan movies. But I think those particular pieces are the best in this Batman line, and I'm all about saving the best for last. So we're going to skip over those, and we're heading into the Batman versus Superman pieces in this line. And we're kicking things off with the bat signal. Now, this looks like a simple model. However, there are a couple things to give me pause, and I will show you what I mean. So let's take a look at the packaging and see what comes inside. So here is the packaging for the bat signal and the Batman versus Superman model. And it looks like a relatively simple piece. However, it's a 2-sheet model. So this has either got a lot more complication than I expect, or it's bigger than I expect. I can already see right here, we've got some very small pieces. So I have a feeling complication is the name of the game here. You also notice we've got all of these little cylinders down here. Those are all going to have to be rolled, and all kinds of little details down here. Oh, didn't even realize it wasn't in focus. Sorry about that. So we got these cylinders. We got all these details down here. You can see where it attaches to the hinge here. So that's going to be very, very small. We got very small pieces. All in all, I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more complicated than one would assume. Coming onto the back, it is listed as a 7 out of 10 difficulty. So, that's pretty high for what appears to be fairly simple. I don't see any listing on how many pieces are on here, so we'll just have to get into that as we go. Other than that, though, not too much to speak of. Little screenshot from the movie. So cool. Let's open this up and see what's inside. Okay, and here is what we get inside the package. Obviously, we've got our 2 sheets of metal here, and if you take a look, nothing terribly surprising, but there are a lot of these very, very, very little pieces strewn throughout. So there is definitely going to be some complication on here. You can see some of the cylinders that we're going to have to roll, and you get an idea of the size of the final piece. So All right, and here we are, the completed piece of the Batman versus Superman bat signal. This actually was not that bad a piece. It went together pretty easy. There are some problem areas. Not too much, to be honest. Detail-wise, there's a lot more detail on this than I anticipated. I'm not particularly happy with the piece because it feels very flimsy. There are a lot of little areas like this fencing here where it's just a very thin strip of metal. It's not attached really to anything up top. And you could see how it's moving like that. It feels flimsy. I don't think it's going to come apart or anything like that, but it does feel flimsy, and that's not a good feeling. Scale wise, it doesn't really fit into anything. It's way too big for some of the other models that we've done in this line. Way too small for like a premium series figure. But it's a bat signal, and there's not a lot more to say on that. Let me pull this in, and I'll show you some of the details. All right, now right here we've got those 5 cylinders. Those are actually large enough that I didn't really have an issue with them. They went together pretty easy. So they weren't so small that they couldn't be rolled properly, like say the cannons on those Peace Cool ships that I did. But they're small enough to make an impression. But they went together pretty good. We got a lot of detail on the base, which is kind of hard to see because my light's up top and this light is causing a big shadow there. But you can see we got lots of little details all along the base here, which is actually really cool. The only real issue was this little piece right there. That's a very tiny piece, and it had a roll and 5 folds to get that piece where it is. Other than that, everything's fairly simple. We've got a little switch right here for switching the light on, which is cool. The bat signal is only attached on this and this side with these little tiny things. So you definitely don't want to grab it because it'll pop off. It is molded into the ring here, so it's more sturdy than it would be if you'd had to attach it manually, but I wouldn't want to put any pressure on it, if I'm being honest. As you can see, there's some wiggle here. There wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. I put a lot of pressure on there to make that as tight as possible. Still got some wiggle. Not much I can do on that either. The bat symbol itself is the bat symbol from the Batman vs. Superman movies. It's not my favorite bat symbol, but it's a very good representation for what it claims to be. So there's that. On the back here, it's kind of cool. They actually have a GE logo, which is nice. I like that. That's a nice little touch there. Not a whole lot to say about the back, though. It's just that solid dome piece. That's really about it. There's not a whole lot you could say. It's a spotlight with a bat symbol on it. But it is what it is, and it does it well. As far as the scale goes, here's the Batwing that we just did, and the Michael Keaton Batmobile, and the 1960s Batmobile. So you can get an idea of just where it sits in terms of scale. That's really all I've got to say on this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a great day.